Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another in-session vlog. Now, the weekend was the Brands Hatch Carp show, and before I get any further into this vlog, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that popped over and saw me. And it's unbelievable the amount of you that watch these vlogs and enjoy them so much, which is obviously why I do them and why I carry on doing them. Now, you'll see behind that the background is slightly different to anywhere that I've been on my vlogs yet. I come here and done one back along, probably middle of, December of last year, year before. I'm up at the famous Bluebell complex. Now, this is a complex that I know I should fish a lot more. It's a long way from my house. I didn't get back home till late last night from the show. I left my house at 3 o'clock this morning, got on the gate for 6:45, got let in at 8 o'clock. It's very quiet up here. And it's probably on the brink of flooding. The next little clip I'm going to show you now is a little look at the water coming into Swan. I'm probably going to go on Mallard purely and simply because the bank you drive in on is high. I can get my bivvy up out the way, and if it does flood, I might have maybe an extra night or at least a few extra hours fishing. Now, as you can see behind, I've got the hound. We're here at Bluebell. Let's get into it. So like I was saying, this is Swan, which has got some of the most amazing looking carp in. All of these lakes have got unbelievable looking carp in, but this is the water that's flowing in here. Now, when I fished Swan, when we done a cine carp film here in September of 2023 or 24, I think it was, I was fishing along in Garden 1 and I was actually bivvied up at the top, but my rods were right down the bottom. So you can see how high the water is, and that's flowing in. And you got, this is the little stock pondy type ditch behind that is full to the brim. So there's a lot of water coming in these lakes at the minute. Like I say, it's very touch and go as to if they're going to stay open or if they're going to close, but for now they're open. The dog's having fun. He's found a bit of clean ground, a nice bit of wood chipping. He's a bit of a princess. He doesn't like getting wet, and he doesn't like anything on his paws that's muddy, so he's chewing a stick there, but it's actually warm enough that he doesn't need a coat. Normally he would shiver. Obviously I've got a coat for him. I'm not a bad dog owner. Oh, where are we? I'm not a bad dog owner. Yeah, normally I've got a coat for him. And looking at something I need to get for him, or talking about getting for him, I think I need a bit of back to black on the old barnet. When I filmed that intro then, I'm going a little bit silver. Seems to be going more silver with each one of these that I film. But like I say, we're up at Bluebell. I've got a nip to the shop because I didn't get back till late last night from the show, like I say, and everything's closed on a Sunday. So yeah, I know I've already said let's get into it, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I love coming up here. And the thing is with mallard as well, I'm going to try and include a picture in this vlog if I know how to do it. There's a 49-pound linear in there, which is a jaw-dropping carp. So whilst you've got all the others in there to target, and all the whilst you're getting bites, hopefully getting bites, that one could potentially slip up. So I'm going down the shop. Oakley's having a wee. Let's try and catch some carp. Here we go then. All set up in the swim. Van's behind. Oakley's got his new pyjamas on. Oakley, what do you reckon? Not impressed. And the rods are out. Now I've gone out to an area that I've caught from before in here, which is straight in front, 120 yards. Obviously I've used the bait boat. Why not? Work smarter, not harder, especially at this time of year. So I'm out there sort of in that little gap and into the thicker set of trees. I've gone very, very simple. I've gone for multi-rigs with little yellow and pink pop-ups on, and then all I've got in the mix is I've got hemp, sweet corn, a couple of chopped up boilies or crumbed up boilies, and some bloodworm pellet in there as well. But there's a big change down here on the rods. The eagle-eyed people amongst you would have probably already seen them. As you would have seen there, I've got some Delkim alarms. Now, I've used Fox alarms for 16, 17 years of my angling. Sailvay, I've used those alarms. Fantastic alarm. If you brought a set of Sailvay alarms, don't see me using Delkims and think that they're a terrible alarm, because believe me, they're a great alarm. I've been speaking to Lee from Delkim, and that's going to be my future. So if you have got anything to say about it, put it down in the comments, but I ain't going to read it. Hopefully it's all positive, because Delkim, speaking to Lee actually, I think it was his mum and dad. I'm sure he said they started back in the 70s or the 80s. And then Delkim was established in 1992, which if you go back through the history of carp fishing, is a bloody long time ago. In fact, I'd have only been 1 year old. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased to have joined the guys and girls over at Delkim. I'm looking forward to using them. I'm yet to catch a carp using them, but that's only because this is the first time that I have used them and the rods have been out there about 15 minutes, which is the reason why I haven't yet caught a carp. So maybe I need a little bit longer, but yeah, so there you go. I've got my Delkims. I'm going to do some honest reviews on what I think about them. They're very different to any of the alarms that I've ever used. Obviously, they work on vibration. These turn on with the use of buttons rather than a little up and down sort of knob, if you like. Not me on the alarm. So yeah, they're very different in how they work. Obviously, I've heard loads about Delkim over the years. I've seen them in use myself, with loads of other anglers using them. People rave about them. Obviously, I know exactly what Delkim are all about, and I'm really, really excited to use them. Yeah, they're a very technical alarm when you look at it on paper. My initial thought setting them up was I'm going to have a nightmare doing this, because obviously I know that they've got a lot of stuff. They do a lot of stuff, but they are so easy to use. So probably not on this vlog, but on future vlogs I can run through all the little features and how I like to set mine up. But so far, I've switched them on. They're paired up with my receiver. All I've got to do now is hope that one goes beep and we've got a carp on the end to christen them. But you all know what it's like when you get new gear. It never always happens, does it? It can be a little bit of a curse. So yeah, hopefully one of those lights up green and we got ourselves a fish. But like I say, rods are out for now. I had a long day yesterday at the show. I had an early start today. I'm going to go to sleep basically. If I wake up before it gets dark, cool, I might redo them. If not, I'll redo the rods later on. That's the beauty of a bait boat, isn't it? Is I can redo them as and when. As long as I've got my sort of horizon markers to see. Dog's running around. As long as I've got the horizon markers that I can see, I can put the line back in a clip at the range I'm fishing, whiz it out to the horizon marker, press drop on the hopper, you're fishing again. So yeah, we're out, we're fishing. First session with the Delkims. Let's see if we can christen them. All day very soon turned in to night, and I was a little bit more tired than what I first anticipated, because I never woke up until 6 o'clock this morning. Let's just say nothing happened. The water rose overnight. The lake is still open, half of it anyway. But I just wasn't feeling it, you know. And the beauty with being able to be as free as what I am is if I'm not feeling it, I can pack up and move. Now, the other day when I spoke to Lewis from Korda, he said that a few of them were down at Embryo NorthBank this week and said if I fancied it to pop down. Well, when I put it in the old sat-nav, it turned out that I was about 25 minutes away. So that is why the ground behind me is very different to where I was, because I've packed up and I've moved. Obviously, I don't need to cover all that, because you know what happens. You pack all your gear away, you put it in your van, and you drive to your new venue. But here I am, Embryo NorthBank. Now, a little bit about this lake. You can hire it out exclusively. You all fish from an island, and the lake is like a big C shape, and all the pegs are dotted around the island, which means that you actually get a lot more water than what you would do if the lake was a complete donut around the island. So I'm in peg 3, just had to have a little look then. It's very, very shallow. It's very weedy, but not thick, dense weed. It's a lot of that low-lying silkweed. I've had a bit of a mare. It's taken me ages to try and find 3 areas. And I've actually, in the end, only found 2. Now, because of the nature of the lake, like I say, it's very shallow. I didn't want to keep doing loads of casts. And what you actually find is leading up in a lake like this with that silkweed is you get a drop, you think, yeah, that's bang on. As soon as you pull it, obviously you've gone inside that silkweed, and then it's all sort of like collected around the lead, and it feels everywhere you chuck is weedy. But anyway, I've got 2 rods on one spot, 1 rod on another spot. When I put them out there, I've managed to get nice drops on the rods, and I'm feeling confident. I've had to have a slight change up in tactic. I've gone for a supple supernatural boom, and I've got a chod section on the end. So I'm fishing quite high up, very, very slow sinking. So when that lead hits the bottom, the bait's going to flutter down and sit nice on top of what's out there. But yeah, I'm going to spin you around and I'm going to show you the peg. So here it is, swim number 3. Like I say, the car park is there, and there's a little social area there. You've got peg 1, peg 2, 3, 4's there, and then 5 is just around the corner, and then you've got 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 around the other side. Now, you're probably looking at it and thinking that's really close together, but obviously the way that the lake is means that you've got loads and loads of space. You've got lovely pegs as well that have all been dug down into the bank. And as we make our way out onto the platform, you can see this is my view. Now I've got one rod, there's not many of us on actually, there's 4 of us on, but they're down the other end. I've got one rod out here, just in the central area, and then I have seen one show out here, and that's why I had a little lead around and did manage to find a nice sort of firmer area. And when I was dragging the lead back, I was only getting a little bit of weed, not loads of weed. So those 2 rods are there, left hand rod's there. I've actually got some fluorocarbon on as well. I've got my singles on stage stands, and I've got 15-pound contour mainline. That's just a 200-metre spool there on each one of those. Now, it looks like they're underspooled, and absolutely they are, but you've got to think with fluorocarbon, you're not fishing a long way normally. And when you are fishing like that with a little bit of a slack line, if you've got it loaded up to the top, it can be a little bit coily, and it can fall off the front of the spool. So what I'd done is, when I was at Bluebell, I tied the line to a tree and I walked each of these rods out until I got to almost the back, or not the backing, but almost to where I tied it onto the spool. And I just gave it a really, really hard sort of tug and a few of those to take any sort of kinks and coils out the line. Went back down to the tree, cut it off at the tree, and then I wound it back on nice and tight through a towel. And what that does, it just gets rid of any twist on the line so it casts nice. Got my 12-foot 3-pounders. Got my Delks on there. I'm hoping this is going to be the session where I can christen them. But yeah, here we are at NorthBank when we're having a bit of a social later. I'll do a few videos. John's down, Lewis is down, Little Ed's down, and I believe Jackson's coming down as well. So there's a few of us here. Don't often get the opportunity to all be together like this, so it's actually quite nice to have a bit of a social really. But you know, there is a lot of carp in here. Well, I say a lot, there's 190 carp I believe in here. Quite a few fish over 30 pound, and the lake record is over 40 pounds. So it's well worth having a proper try whilst I'm here. Probably only going to do a night, but you know what it's like. I like to take all of you lovely people along with me wherever I'm fishing. So let's see if we can catch ourselves a NorthBank carp. Just had a walk down the bottom end, swim number 8. This is where Lewis is. If you heard any bad language there, I apologise. Here's the boys. Trying to shoot a bit of content for the Kaizens. That kid on the end, that's Ed. Fresh out of...
Was it? Well, you say wish Ron Weasley, innit?
I hope it's not... I hope it don't get windy, didn't you, lads? I think...
He'll blow away.
I hope it's not going to get windy. That tash is going to go, innit? Good job he's off the back of the wind.
I hope it sticks down as well.
You're on the vlog now, and this is Lewis.
This is the thing, right? Is this beard and tash here? That's 1 year or less than a year at Korda. This is what 5
This
years
is going
does
out.
to you.
I heard he started Movember in 2023.
Still trying.
This is Lewis's setup. This is Lewis. You don't see Lewis a lot because he's normally behind the camera.
Oh no!
Oh no! And
I've
he's
lost my tea.
he's just
and
dropped
my
his tea.
just that is just.
He's had a nightmare.
Oh.
It's easier to film in it, Lou, than try and fish.
Yeah.
Quite artistic about that, though.
The way you've laid that in the water, though, Lou,
That's quite good, that.
that's a Gigantica cup.
Did you know I went to Gigantica in 2025? I
Caught one,
only
didn't you?
caught one, but you know it was a
Caught his first one out of there.
it was a proper cheese.
Yeah.
Let that milk move along.
Oh.
Bit of a different day, this one. This is what can the Kaizen green spod rod really cast. They've already had a laugh and a joke, said they've got to cast that out before I start to breed from it. Let's not go there again. That's in the past. This is, to be fair, Ed's mum had a bit of a clear out for we came up on this shoot, and she was going through the toy room, and this was Ed's. So we're going to try and chuck out this. Obviously, I can't show you the end result because it's all being filmed for a video. But next time you're on the bank, if you fancy casting out little rocking horses, well, the Kaizen green spod rod could be the one for you. He's got the glasses on, PPE, just in case something goes wrong, but it shouldn't do. Right. Do your best, Lou.
I'll try my best.
Let's see how strong they are. There you go. There you go. If you want to spod rocking horses, get yourself a 12-foot Kaizen green spod rod. I tell you what, you put that quite far. Was that 10 wraps, Lou? We've got a dartboard now. You've heard of Luke the Nuke. This is Lewis, the Power Cut Porter. Oh, he's nailed it. He's nailed it. Tell you what, if you fancy going fishing and spotting everything out, apart from baiting a spom, it's holding up to it. Not very aerodynamic though, that was it?
Nah, could have been better. You want another one?
We've chucked a few things. Now we've got Lewis's toaster. He fills it up when he has breakfast. All 4 slices, didn't you, Lou?
I'm a bit worried about this one, I'm not going to lie.
You'll be all right. Chucked a lot out. Like I say, if you want to get a spod rod that will chuck everything, including the kitchen sink, get the old green. And if you want someone to put the bait out for you, use Lewis. A little woodhead down there, getting the shot. Here we go. Whoa. Watch the bail arm, Lou. If it can handle a toaster, it can handle anything. PPE.
Don't try this at home. Oh! I just think I've shit myself.
There you go. He just put the 4 slice, probably about 4 wraps.
The Kaizen green spod rod. Oh, what next?
It's a nice evening, stroke night here. It's actually nice to feel a bit of warmth in the air. Got a little bit of light pollution over there as well, which is actually making it look for fish nice and easy. Here I am. Rods are out there. Haven't redone them. I didn't get them out till probably 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I was really happy with how they all went out there. So there's no need to redo them. There's a few lads obviously around the lake now, so there's been a bit of disturbance in every corner of the lake, so to speak. So seems to me like it's one of those lakes where you've just got to sit tight and wait for the fish to come back over you. Now, I've seen a fish out here. I know this is an area that they visit quite a lot. And typical really, anywhere that you go, somewhere that's got a point that's at distance is normally where fish hold up. And where I am here now, over in the far corner, is probably one of the furthest chucks or places to tow your boat on the lake. And that's always going to be an area that holds fish. So I'm confident. The dog's asleep. He's behaving. That's another thing. You can bring your dog down here at NorthBank. Obviously, you can use bait boats as well. So it's a really angler-friendly venue where you can come, chill out with your mates, have a good social, with hopefully a nice bit of easy fishing. There's plenty of carp in here. I'd like to show you one, but there's enough of us around the lake, so I'm sure that there's going to be carp featuring at some point on this vlog. Whether they're held up by me or one of the other lads yet, I do not know. I'm happy with where the rods are. First night on a new venue. Obviously, I spoke to a few of the guys beforehand, just try to get a little bit of information out of them, but nothing's ever quite the same, is it, until you actually go out and you fish the lake yourself. But it's a stunning place. It's dead silent. You can hear a pin drop. And yeah, it's exciting. There's a lot of nice carp out there, and I'd love to be waking up in the middle of the night to show you one of them. So yeah, here's hoping for our first carp as we head in to our first night at NorthBank. Good morning. It is raining again. I see something on Instagram when I was doom scrolling last night that it has rained every day so far in 2026. Here's the dog that was never ever going to be allowed in the bed that is now in the bed, and he didn't even get out for a wee last night because he hears the rain on top of the bivvy and he just thinks sod this. And at the minute I'm looking out and I'm thinking sod this, but on the positive side I have been looking out for the last 20 minutes because that's pretty much been the only time I can see because it's been dark, and I have seen 2 stick their head out in the open water. So nothing happened through the night, but it does look promising. I've had a text off of Lewis, who's down the other end. He hasn't had anything through the night. I've not spoke to any of the other guys, But this rain is just relentless. Honestly, it's doing my head in now, and I'm pretty sure all of you guys and girls watching this are thinking the same. Just gets you down, doesn't it? Everything you do, it just rains, rains, rains. Packing your gear away, it's wet. Going fishing again, you got wet gear to set up, and you know it's bad when what is supposed to be a super active dog breed doesn't want to move anywhere. Not good, is it, Oakley Puppers? No? No. He's got the right ump. We're going to have a little cuddle, and hopefully this first light, classic first light bite time, is going to produce the goods. Yeah. He's had enough. We're going to have another half hour. Oh yeah, we have got one. I said, didn't I, that I'd seen a couple of fish this morning and it was looking good. Me and Oakley just drifted back off to sleep, and I've got 2 rods fishing on a spot that I found out in the middle. Like, so I had a little lead around yesterday. It was a lot of silkweed everywhere, but there was an area where I found just a few firmer drops and I wasn't pulling back as much silkweed. Dropped those out there when I got here, and about 25 minutes ago, the left hand of the 2 that's out there pulled up tight, and like I say, there's a lot of silkweed in here, and where the line sunk overnight, obviously the line sunk into that silkweed. So when I lifted it up, by the time I'd made contact with the fish, it kited about 25 yards to the right of where I was. So I thought it was a fish then. Yeah, so we've got one buzzing. It is just down there in the retainer. I've just got to get the rod back out. Once I've whizzed this back out, we'll have a little look at the fish, and then I think in the next couple of clips I'll just talk you through the bait mix that I'm using and the rig that I'm using, because it's a rig that I don't think I've shown yet on here. It's only a hinge stiff rig, but I've just done a couple of little sort of tweaks just to make it fish effectively on the bottom of the lake that I'm fishing on, you know, which is like I always say whenever I do my vlogs. I always like to explain exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and it's always the small percentages that make the biggest of differences. But we've got ourselves a NorthBank CARP. It is, I would say, stopped raining. There's still a little bit of drizzle in the air, but it's stopped raining as hard as what it was. But we've got a carp. Sun's finally come out. Feels like the first time in about a year that I felt the sun. But here's the fish, 27.5 of lovely NorthBank mirror. It's lively. 27.5 of lively NorthBank carp. Like I said before, don't drop them as long as they feel safe. You should come on down. Come on. Come on. Get a bit of sun on your old flank. He's not happy. He's not happy. There he is. A lovely mirror carp. I wasn't going to do another night, but I am going to do another night. Wouldn't mind catching a few more of these. It's a February carp, and my first carp from a new lake. Lovely. Right then, time for some Tubby Tom's technical top tips. Now this is the rig that I'm using here at NorthBank. It is a hinge stiff hinge, whatever you want to call it. Now I've tied these sections up at home. They are the 25-pound mouth trap, and I've got a size 4 crank barbless on there. Hook bait wise, I've got these. If you didn't go to the show, you wouldn't have got them. Nana pop-ups are a lovely colour, 14mm in size, and they just sit perfectly on this rig. Now you'll see straight away here that I haven't got a ring swivel, and the reason why I haven't is bad angling on my department, because I've run out of them. So what I've done is I've used a normal size 11 swivel, and rather than tying it to the ring, which you normally would do, I've just done a loop there, which almost creates, by the time I've bitten on that split shot, the loop that you would effectively have. Now that is a tiny little shot. I've not put any putty in there, just because when I'm putting these out, I don't want the putty to move, and I know that that's going to be anchored in the same place all night when it goes out, and it's just going to sit up like that. And also as well, with it being a smaller swivel, there's obviously not as much weight there. So once that slowly sinks down like it is doing there, even if that pop-up does lose a little bit of buoyancy, sort of the weight of the swivel isn't going to accelerate pulling that over. It's going to sit up for as long as possible. And like I say, there's a lot of silkweed in here, so I want this rig to sit up, proud of that, out the way for as long as it possibly can be. Now one thing you'll notice here is the boom section. Now this boom section is tied out of 20-pound dark matter braid, and the reason being is I'm fishing over that silkweed, And I don't want a stiffer material, say if I was tying it out of contour or a camo, the camo coated braid or IQ2 sitting up over that silkweed. You've got to imagine the silkweed's not laying flat like what this tackle box is. It's going to be sort of all wavy, and if that rig is set up on a stiff material like that, it's going to completely hinder the presentation. So I want to make sure that that split shot there can find a low point to anchor it up. So that's the rig that I'm using. It's done me that bite so far. I've just redone the rods and it is looking good for another one. No sooner do we put my fish back, Ed, not cut out for this. Well, I was filming Ed because Ed was into a fish. Then my receiver went, pegged it down here. I've got a fish down there in that net. And I've also had a fish on that rod. Literally just had a double take. I've got one rod left out, so it's safe to say that I've now had a fish on my right, middle and left rod. I've christened the old Delks. The wind's swung. It is looking better and better by the minute. And before I get these fish out, I'm literally just going to quickly get these back across to that far side, because it's quite apparent that if you can land in the right place, you can get a bite pretty quick. But yeah, another 2 carp on the board. No minutes rest here. We're away again. Left-hander. This is proper carnage. I've got those 3 down there. I just had another bite. Unfortunately, I lost it. It went into the reeds round to my left-hand side, and as I was pulling it through, it just come off. I never saw it, but felt all right, but don't they all when you lose them? Right, I'm going to get these rods. Oh, well, not going to get these rods back out because the rods are out. I'm going to get these fish out now, and I'm going to show you them. I've got a common as well. I've only seen a couple of photographs of commons up on the wall, so I think it's primarily mirrors in here. A really nice scaly one, but they're all of a lovely size, a lovely quality. But this is mental. Oh, had a little blip there. This is madness. That's 5 bites I've had since I've been here in the night, and I've got one more night to go here till tomorrow. But yeah, NorthBank, if you haven't heard of this place, check it out, especially if you like fishing with groups of your mates. You know, you can book it out exclusively. Once you come through the gates and you get here, there's no one coming to see you. You know, you're left alone. It's really nice and quiet. Nets, mats, slings, all that, they're all provided, so you ain't got to worry about having them in your car or your van stinking on the way home. Keep looking around. I just expect one of them to wrap round again. What a great lake this is. Right, let's have a look at the fish. In the process of getting the in the process of getting the camera equipment all ready and set up, and Oakley is having a standoff with the unhooking mat and the scales. What do you reckon of his new set of pyjamas he's got on? He needs these because he's not a big fan of the cold, but he's growing every time. Look at him now. We took him to the vets the other day and he was 13.5 weeks old and he was just under 15 kilos. He's growing nicely. But there he is. And then, like I say, all the mats, nets and slings are provided. Got to bring your own scales, and that's my own water bucket. Yeah, lovely little view here on NorthBank. Right, I'm going to get these fish out now because I keep teasing it, don't I? But that up there is the sun. Finally. Well, this was the first of the 3. Again, another lovely clean 25 pounder. As lively as anything. He's obviously had 20 minutes, half hour to recover because I was having them other bites. Come on. Come on. I don't want to lose the battle. Oh. You finished? There he is. Proper solid fish, this one. Like a barrel. There we go. 25 pounder. On to the next one. And this is the second one. A common. Well, I say it's the second one. It's the second one of the 3, but it's my 3rd one in total. 25.5 pounds. Like I say, looking at the pictures on the wall, and even seeing some of the other lads that have been here, I haven't actually seen that many commons out of here. So it's nice to break it up a bit. Wait till I get the 3rd one out, completely different again. Look at that. Oh, it's active. Come on, let's show the viewers. Just get that water on him. Got massive fins, this one. There is one in here called the Patch Common. This one's got a patch, but he's not the patch. He's mini patch. There we go. Lovely. Right, quick look at the other side. Even that's a common and they look the same. I want to show you it. Also good for the embryo boys because they can look back and see the growth on them as well. They he's a lovely old carp. There we go. Right, let's get the third and final one out. And the third one of that mad flurry, like I said, was completely different to the other two. 24 pound of scaly NorthBank mirror carp. That's a very, very good average so far. I've had a 24, two 25s, and then I've also had that 27 as well. I'm just going to show you the other side. It's got some real cool scaling on him. Oh, it's live. Oh, come on. Right. He's got real cool scales on him. Nice big scales. You'll know him if you come and visit and you catch him. There we go. 24 pounder. And the sun is just going down. The rods are all done. Hopefully there's time for a few more. Lovely. Lovely, Ed. Oh. Well, just going in, probably the final hour or so of light now. I just want to point something out that's worth noting when you're going angling. Obviously, carp are cold-blooded. Now, when I arrived here, I had a good look at the weather, saw what way the wind was going to be blowing, but more importantly, have a look at where that bad boy is going to be setting and where it spends a lot of its day, because carp are cold-blooded. Shallow waters like NorthBank here, the fish are going to be looking for warmth, especially at this time of year. We're only in early February now, and when you have a look along that margin, starting there, dark, 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 shaded, bang, in the sun. Now, I'm very fortunate there's no one to my left in peg 2, but that area out there has done 3 of the 5 bites. Like I said, I've lost one as well. And you can just see that that sun is glowing that over there. So things like that are always worth considering, especially if you can't see the fish. I've seen two or three carp shows since I've been here. But seeing that, obviously, if you was to turn up and not see carp, that is just something that you can go by. You know, carp love warmth, and that's the last place in the day where they're going to get a bit of warmth. So that tells me that they're going to be spending probably the first part of the night there as well. Obviously in the morning it's a different situation. You can't always pick a swim that has the sun in it all day, but if you can, always try to have a little bit of sun into your peg, especially in the winter, because like I say, they're cold-blooded and they just want that little bit of warmth. And you know, it's evident now that my left hand rod has done 3 of the 5 bites, and my other 2 have come on the middle and the right hand rod. So a little Tubby's Tom's technical top tip to go along with the rig. And I'm just going to swing you around now while I've got all the bait out, like a professional, like the professional YouTuber that I am. I'm just going to show you the bait that I brought up with me. Now I've got the 2.3 bloodworm pellet. Behind there I've got some 16mm manila, the golden grain, and then some hemp. You can use hemp up here at NorthBank in the Embryo waters between, I think it's between end of October and end of March. If I'm wrong there, I apologise, but it is during the colder months. Carp adore hemp, especially good quality hemp like that. That's Kemp Particles. Use code TOM10 to save yourself 10%. Get my little sales bit in there. And yeah, I've just been putting 2 handfuls of that in the boat. 5 or 6 broken 16mm manila. A nice big handful of 2.3mm bloodworms. And half a can of corn. So I've been putting quite a bit of bait in, but when you're dropping it tight and you're dropping it over where the fish are, there's bird life on here as well. They're definitely eating a lot of that bait. If the fish ain't having it, the birds are. You can see them over there now just loitering around where I've got that left hand rod. So here we go, into the second evening. Like I say, we've got loads of content done for Korda, which is a bonus. Spent some time with the lads, which has been really, really nice. Feels like I've been here about 5 weeks, but I've only been here 1 night. Got 1 more night to go, and then I've got a near 4-hour drive home back to sunny Somerset tomorrow. So hopefully I can update you with a few more carp, but it's nice to be out on the bank, spending time with Oakley, and just enjoying life. And as the sun sets behind me, I just want to reflect on today. The angling industry lost a great guy, Jay Cater, Mungo, as many of you would probably know him as. Worked for Ridge Monkey, been in the industry for years now. Obviously, I know Jay, or knew Jay through the industry. Even though we worked for different companies, whatever, whenever we see each other at shows, you always say hello, how's things? But you know, it's really hit home. 45 years of age, and firstly, that's only 10 years older than me, which is no age at all. And secondly, it just shows that, you know, if there's something that you want to do in life, go out and do it and try your best to achieve it, because Jay lived life to the full. You know, I followed him on social media. You know, he loved his motorbikes. He was out angling all the time. He was going away with the lads doing filming trips. He loved and enjoyed life, you know, and that is what it's all about, going out, and because you just never know when it's going to be your final day. So yeah, very sad day, very, very sad day today. So even though the fishing's been good here, you can't help but think, can you, that somewhere in the world something like that is going on. And you know, Jay was an angler in the angling industry, so massive love to him. He's, you know, sending massive love to his family, his close friends, the guys that work with him, you know, because it is a really, really difficult time. Like I say, I knew Jay, always spoke to him at the shows and stuff, so yeah, very, very sad. So yeah, not really a lot else to say, is there, other than the fact that live your life and do what you want to do. You know, don't let nothing hold you back, because you're here today and you're gone tomorrow. It's very, very sad. So yeah, that's yeah, that's my thought for the evening, really. It's very sad. I don't really know how to end it from there. Anyway, I'm going to go and have a coffee, have a chill, watch the sun go behind the trees, and just reflect on what's been a good day's angling, but a very, very sad day for the angling industry. I don't know what to say. I was just about to go along and have a coffee, and I've got one, and it's a big one. It's definitely got to be one of the known ones. Have a look at this. Just look at the size of that bad boy. Look at that. Oh, get it out before it gets dark. What a carp. So what we got. 32.14. That'll do. Well, I don't know what to say really. £32 and 14 ounces. I'll find the name of it in a bit. It's got to be a named one. You don't catch many carp when he calms down. Better looking than that. One of NorthBank's finest. And all the boys are still here, so we can get a nice group shot. And I can get some nice photographs, because I always kick off that I take them on my iPhone. So now they've got no excuse not to get good pictures, have they? Lovely. What a carp. Whoosh. Yes. Winter Wonderland. We've got a rod missing because got another carp down there, which I think that's carp number, how many is it? Six. Carp number 5 or 6. And that was from that area out there. So before we lose the light completely, we'll get the fish out and we'll have a little look at him. This one here, £19. Smallest one of the trip so far, but another lovely clean NorthBank mirror. Look at that. And they're over double the size of that in here. I mind getting woken up by that in the night, that's for sure. Yes, that's one double, 24, two 25s, a 27, and that amazing 32. And I've only been here a night. Got tonight to go. I'm going to pack up early in the morning. February carnage. Well, unfortunately, that 19 pounder is looking like it's going to be the last carp that I catch out of here at NorthBank, because the next group of guys are due on and we've got an early departure. There's only me and Jackson left. All the other boys left yesterday. And typically, after that lovely sunset last night and that fish, it rained most of the night. So I've now got a load of wet, thankfully not too muddy gear, to chuck in the van, ready for a 4-hour drive back down to sunny Somerset. But there you go. It was worth bringing you along, wasn't it? Started off on bluebell, didn't quite go according to plan, made a switch up, come over to here, ended up catching a 19 pounder, a 24, two 25s, a 27, and that amazing 32 pounder, which I'm told is a new 30 pounder for the lake. So I might get a chance to name it. Yeah, so if you are interested in NorthBank, hit up the boys over at Embryo, where you can book it, get a group of mates together, come over here. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. I'm tired, I need to go and have a coffee somewhere. I need to get a load of wet gear in the van. The dog's absolutely caked in mud, even though he hates the mud, but he's managed to find some somewhere. So he's got to go home and have a bath. But until next time, don't forget, hit that subscribe, like, follow, all of that YouTube gubbins. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.